So to start with, could you tell us a bit about yourself and your career in the procurement and supply chain space?
Hi, yes, so my name's James Hallam. I've worked at Kimberly-Clark for 18 years. I started off as a trained mechanical engineer. So I worked in many different functions: engineering, marketing, portfolio management, and I found my way into sustainability about 4 or 5 years ago, and just found a real love for it. And most recently, I've been working in supply chain in the sustainability function, looking at developing a sustainable logistics strategy for Kimberly-Clark.
Great. We've just come from your keynote, which rounded off day one of the event. Could you tell us a little bit about it, what you spoke about, and the kind of reception to it?
Yeah, so it was a pilot we set up to develop an electric truck pilot on one of our routes in Europe. And the presentation was about the journey we followed to get there, working together with our suppliers to develop something that was both environmentally and economically feasible. It also then highlights on the results so far, because it only started 2 weeks ago, and what our plan is for the future.
Perfect. And could you tell us a little bit more about how Kimberly-Clark are implementing kind of sustainable efforts within its kind of procurement and supply chain operations?
Yeah, so Kimberly-Clark has 2030 sustainability goals backed by SBTi. So we've got a Scope 1 and 2 target reduction of 50% by 2030, and a Scope 3 reduction target of 20%, all based off a 2015 baseline. So there's various different strategies we're following to get there, and we have a glide path showing how we're going to get there. I think specifically due to Scope 3, the last report we did in 2023 showed we'd already made a reduction of 19.1%, so we're well along the path to achieving those goals.
Great, it sounds like you're having a real positive impact. But unfortunately for some companies, balancing sustainability efforts normally comes with cost pressures. So how do businesses kind of strike the right balance between the two?
I think with reference to what we did with this electric truck pilot, the first offer we got was almost twice as expensive as the diesel alternative. We had to work collaboratively with the supplier to get the breakdown of what made it so expensive, so we could work together with them to make adjustments to get something that was financially acceptable. It was also to do with working with our operational teams to understand what was and what wasn't feasible in our operations to help make those changes.
And then kind of looking ahead, what trends are you expecting to see kind of within sustainable supply chain and procurement practices over the next couple of years?
I think the biggest trends are going to be in Europe, probably regulatory focused. Whatever comes out of this omnibus and the changes that have just been announced, I think will shape the environment. I think over the next couple of years in Europe.